So there is a brand of head collar, a type of head halter that I have been recommending left and right, and I figured it warranted its own video. I'm going to tell you why it helps, why I prefer this over other types of head collars, and how to use it and how to kind of desensitize your dog from it. So, because you know, when we're putting something new on them, it feels weird and they're not necessarily going to love it at first. So some dogs have an instant panic attack when you put a head collar on them. Those are not the types of dogs that I'm looking to use this with, okay? If your dog is panicking about a head collar, we need to start smaller. Contact me if that's what you're worried about, but we're going to go through the motions here with Captain. This is Captain. He's one of our greyhounds, and he does not have very much experience with this type of head collar, so I'm hoping I can show you a little bit of what behavior you might see when you're trying to get these on. So first things first, you can't steal. First things first, this type of head collar is called a perfect pace. It's a company called Bold Lead Designs out of Colorado, and they sell them through their website, and they also sell them through Amazon. All right, so a typical head collar that you find in the pet store is going to be something like this, okay? So the dog's nose goes through here, and this can, you know, tighten, and the leash attaches down here. This part goes around the back of the head and up by the ears, okay? So the leash attaches down here, and this is a big reason why I have trouble with these, and why I find it easier to do the perfect pace, because what this is it's a combination slip lead and head halter, okay? And the leash part is actually going to come out the back of the dog's head. So that's significant, because when you're working with a dog and trying to desensitize them from this new thing on their head, a dog's instinct is to first go with their paws, okay? And a lot of times what dogs can do, I've seen it time and time again, they, you know, if the leash is attached here, they get their paw caught right here and they pull down and they pull down, all right? And that's not comfortable for your dog. It's hard for us to correct because they're able to get their paws on this, okay? The other thing is that this type of head collar, it's good for moving the head around, like you can reposition their head, but when dogs feel it pulling sideways on their head, they tend to have a stronger reaction to it than this type of head collar. So I'm gonna show you how to use this. So this type of head collar, it basically is, you know, a long string. It's got a stopper here so that it can't, you know, go too wide. First you're gonna do a loop, okay? You're gonna go over your dog's head, and you're going to hold, you know, this piece in the back where there's this ring and it's feeding through, okay? And he's saying, I don't know, Mom, this feels weird. You're going to cross in front and go up over the dog's nose, okay? And then, hi, sweetie. Good boy. All right, and then you can move this stopper down so that, you know, if he can't pull it off of his head, okay? Good boy. So the other thing about this, there's a piece that it comes with that will attach this this head halter to a collar or harness or something else that the dog is wearing, so that in case they manage to slip it, which I haven't had a dog slip it, but in case they manage to slip it, it's still connected to them, okay? So, but that's just going to dangle for now because he's not wearing another collar. He's just wearing this cute little bandana. So, good. When you first put this on, you might have to adjust it left or right on the back so that it comes out the back of the dog's head. This little ring here, I want to move it towards the center of his head. So the easiest way to do that is to grab the ring, all right, that it's feeding through, grab one piece here and boop, move it over both in the direction that you want, and that easily adjusts it. And then we're going to pull this down. I don't want this to be tight on his head. I want him to be able to open his mouth and pant and do whatever he's going to do. This is not meant to keep their mouth closed. This is more of a control device, more of a, you know, a device that we use to get the behavior that we're trying to reward when we have a dog that just is not offering us that behavior. So, and also this is, you know, helpful with reactive dogs too. So reasons why I think that this works better is because it does tighten just slightly, okay? And the dog can feel it not only by their ears, which is, you know, there's a bunch of acupressure points there that kind of help calm your dog down. Not only can they feel it tightening there, they can feel it tightening everywhere that it touches their head, okay? So as opposed to this type of head collar where they can feel it mainly on the nose. When you first put these on your dog, what I want you to do is, first of all, reward, okay, as much as you can. So I'm clicking and rewarding just him for having it on his head. Good boy. Good. So I'm not pulling on it. I'm holding it up here, but I'm not pulling or anything. Good boy. Good job. Yay. Good. Good. Good boy. The time when your dog is going to object most to this thing on his head is when you're out on a walk or something and he wants to pull and he feels it on his face and he can't pull anymore. That is usually the time when dogs get the most, upset about it. So in order to desensitize him, I am going to add just a tiny amount of physical stimulus. I'm going to pull just a little bit and I'm going to click while I'm doing it and give him a treat. Good boy. So he's getting clicked when he feels it tightening a little bit around his face, and he's getting rewarded. So basically what we're doing is we're saying this isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing, okay, so that they're not going to fight it. Good boy. That's a good boy. Good job. And I don't want you to pull really hard. You don't need to pull hard. Good boy. Good. Good. Good boy. Good job. So I chose to put this on Captain when he was already in a relaxed position. He's laying down. He seems pretty okay. So there's not a lot going on in here. There's not a lot of distractions. I put it on him when he was calm, okay? And that's part of the reason he's doing well with it. But you did see there a moment ago he put his head down, and that's what your dog is going to do when they try to get this head collar off, okay? They're going to put their head down and they're going to try to get at it with their paws. So you just need to make sure that that doesn't work for them, okay? I don't want you to pull a whole lot, but I do want you to do, if he puts his head down and tries to get it off, I want you to tug, 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 or whatever, noise you use for no. And then once their head is elevated, click, give them the treat, okay? We want to teach them that it's comfortable, it's most comfortable when their head is elevated and they're just acting like it doesn't exist. And that it's not comfortable when they decide to try to get it off themselves. So we just want to impart that message that, you're not going to get it off yourself. It's not going to work. Good boy. Good. Good boy. You can hear Marvel barking in the hallway. She's jealous that she's not the demo dog for this. The reason why she's not the demo dog for this is that these are only meant to be used for dogs that are 20 pounds and over, okay? So I believe it's because of the way that it crosses underneath their neck and it can tighten right there that it's only for the larger dogs. So don't do this with a tiny dog. If you have a tiny dog, there's other easier ways that we can work on not pulling. But these are mainly for the big dogs who are real adamant pullers, maybe reactive dogs. This is the first thing I do with reactive dogs, okay? Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Good. I'm not going to take it off when he's doing this because then I'm essentially rewarding this behavior and saying, oh yeah, that'll work to get it off, okay? So what I'm going to do instead is Good. Click when his head is elevated. Give him some treats. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good. So when you decide to take this on the road and stand up and walk around, your dog might initially think, oh, there's no way. Like, I can't stand up. I can't walk around with this thing on my face. And you're just going to have the attitude of, it's okay. You can do it. I know you can do it. Okay? Good boy. When you start walking your dog around, they might decide to lay on the ground and touch their face or whatever, and all I want you to do is just, you pulling like this is you gently asking, let's go, come on, get up, it's not going to work. And I want your attitude and your tone to just be like, oh, well, that's not going to work for you, let's go, we got to keep walking, we're busy, we got stuff to do, And as soon as they get up and start following you again, then you click and reward, okay? So you can't reward too much at first, because honestly, if it's gonna work better if they like it, if they feel comfortable and relaxed in it, all right? So this Perfect Pace comes in two different fabrics. It comes in like this fabric, and then it comes in leather as well. I tried out one of each, and they both work well. It's just that the fabric is a little easier to manipulate when you're putting it on and taking it off and readjusting it and all that. It's just a little easier to handle. So Perfect Pace, just like with other head collars, is not something that is forever if you don't want it to be. So this can be purely a training tool, or you can use it for every walk until you're, every single walk you take your dog on forever. So we can work them out of the Perfect Pace in a similar way that we do with the head collar, with a different kind of head collar where, they're behaving, they're walking around, you think you're at a point where you can start experimenting with the nose piece off, and what you're going to do is just slip that nose piece right off, and then you've got a slip lead, okay? And as soon as your dog starts to misbehave, you know, and you're like, oh, well, it's time to put that nose piece back on, you adjust it so that you can add the nose piece back. Whoop, just like that, okay? Good. Good boy. Good. Good job. Good. And then, you know, after a few repetitions or a minute or so of rewarding just for having it on, as long as the dog is not actively trying to get it off or misbehaving, what we're going to do is, you know, while they're in a calm state, we're going to take this off, because taking it off in itself is rewarding, because this is something new, and it can be a little bit stressful when they're trying to are used to something new. So taking it off is a reward, so we want to make sure that when we take it off, the dog is engaging in calm behavior. Okay, if you take it off when they're fighting it and everything, that behavior is getting rewarded, and you're going to get a lot more of that fighting behavior in the future. So put it on when your dog is calm, take it off when your dog is calm, reward them when they feel it on their face, and then take it for a spin. So if you have any questions, if anything is unclear, definitely reach out to me. PalsCanineAcademy.com is my website, and you can reach out through there and get to work. Right, buddy? Get to work. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you learned something, make sure to follow me on social media: Facebook, The Pals Canine Academy; Twitter, The Pals Academy; Instagram, The Pals Academy; and my website is www.palscanineacademy.com.